We've come to the Kimberley town of Derby, where people with COVID-19 are being brought into town to a budget motel.
Hello, Karen. Hi. We've got to stay back here, so I'll just give you a call.
Karen Sebastian has been bused 200 kilometres from her hometown of Broome to isolate with her teenage sons.
Well, obviously there was no accommodation in Broome for COVID patients, so they sent me and my family here to Derby.
After 18 months planning for the return of COVID-19 to the Kimberley, the ABC has confirmed the WA government's response is using tourist hotels to isolate vulnerable and contagious people. Some because their homes are too overcrowded to isolate safely. Others, like Karen and her kids, don't have a home at all.
Me and my kids have just been going all over the place, squatting everywhere, staying at people's houses, then moving on, just keep moving on.
The family tested positive at Broome Hospital in early April.
So we had to go and sleep on the streets while me and my daughter-in-law had COVID until the next day when I got a phone call Wednesday morning saying to go back to the hospital and they're going to transfer us here.
Well, the use of these hotels has provided a short-term fix during the COVID pandemic. Community leaders say the whole situation has highlighted the scale of the problem with a lack of housing and overcrowding in Northern Australia. At the outskirts of Derby, we stop at the turn-off to the Mowanjum community, where about 70 of the 400 residents are thought to have COVID.
One of the very first houses that had a couple of positive cases in it has 18 people living in it. And so trying to get 18 people to isolate in a small house, I know I wouldn't want to be doing that.
Kirsty Burgu says they've been asking the government to create temporary accommodation since the start of the pandemic.
If one person got it, it'll run like a wildfire in a community. And that is exactly what has happened here.
Look, I am really glad that the border was kept closed for as long as it was. That was great. But I'm not seeing a lot of evidence of long-term planning.
The WA government believes its response is appropriate. It says extra staff have been deployed to regional areas to distribute thousands of food boxes to isolating families and coordinate the hotel quarantine program. But the situation has highlighted the housing crisis facing northern residents like Karen Sebastian. She and her sons will be back on the streets when they finish isolation.
And how does it make you feel living like that?
Very sad. It upsets me. I wait until the kids go to sleep, then I have my little cry. I'm just reaching out for help to get accommodation for me and my kids to call home. That's all I ask.
Minutes after we leave, an unexpected phone call. The family is tested negative and, without notice, a government-chartered taxi has arrived to take them 200 kilometres back to Broome.
Where are you going to go to today?
Well, we'll figure that out when we get back to Broome. Probably go and squat in the same house and camp outside again. Real hope is getting accommodation, roof over our head, somewhere to call home. That's my hope at the moment and I'm praying for it.
For now, the family are free of COVID, but back to where they started.